Good morning, everyone. Welcome to LisaBug Mind Body Balance. And this month, in the month of February, we are working on balance primarily. And I want you to think about balance in two different primary ways. And that would be static balancing, where we find a pose and we stay completely still. There's no movement in our body. I shouldn't say no movement because you'll feel some little small intrinsic muscles that are in your foot moving around. Your body kind of finds its center of gravity. But for the most part, we're still. And then we have dynamic balance, where we're maybe moving through a position. I'm going up and down on the balls of the feet, but we're having to balance while we're moving. And sometimes that's moving the upper body as well as the lower body. So we're going to focus on those two primary types of balance today. We're also focusing this month on strengthening the muscles to be able to get up and down off the floor without using our hands. So I have some drills for that, and also working on our planks. Now, when we're balancing, I want you to think about where your axis is of your body. And if you're standing straight up, the axis runs straight down the middle of your body. And so you are balanced on the right and left sides. If I do something to change my body being balanced, then my center of gravity or my axis needs to change. So for instance, if I'm standing with my feet hips distance apart, I have my axis right in the center and I have equal balance between my feet. If I remove one of my feet off the ground and say take it out to the side, if I don't change anything in my axis or in the contraction and engagement of my core muscles, I'm going to fall over to the side. So if I just pick up my left foot here, then I'm just going to lose my balance. So what I have to do is redistribute my center of gravity or my axis. So if I pick this foot off the ground, I've got to slightly shift over, and now I have a new center of gravity or a new axis. So I want you to keep that in mind as we're moving through some of the balance poses today. Sometimes you can see that shift. Sometimes you can just feel it. And it's going to be in your internal muscles of your core, your rectus abdominis, that transverse abdominis, your back muscles, your glutes. They're going to engage to keep your body in a balanced state. So I have hand weights here, two sizes. I have my yoga strap, my chair as an option to help me with balance or access to a wall. We'll start with some Tai Chi, where we'll throw some balance in there as well. It's always nice to really center with our Tai Chi this morning. So I want you to start in not wide Wu Chi, but just feet about hips distance apart, maybe a little wider. And find your axis. Where is that center of gravity? From your tailbone, think of that grounding into the floor. Really lift up through the crown of the head. And slightly bring your arms away from the sides of your body. Turn your palms forward. And we'll just breathe for a moment. And I want you to see if you can find the muscles of your abdominals, of your core, as you exhale. So we'll breathe in, let the belly expand forward slightly. Breathe out and contract and engage these muscles in the front of the core. Breathe in, belly expands. Breathe out and contract. Just two more breaths. Inhale slow and deep. Exhale, brace. One more time. Breathe in. Exhale, brace. Now hold that bracing. We'll breathe in, let the palms float up. Breathe out and soften through the knees. And breathe in. And breathe out. I'm going pretty slow today, but if you feel like you'd like to pick up that pace a little, you can. Or even slow it a little bit more. It's all about breath control, finding the abdominals. Let's just take two more, floating those hands up the backs of the wrists. and sinking into the legs. Last one. Now separate your feet just a little wider, slightly turning your toes out. Bring your right palm to turn toward you, sweep that arm across. Then bring your left hand underneath and bring that arm forward and across. So we're going to start to work into cloud hands. And I want you to notice where your center of gravity, where your axis is. And we're turning our spine on the axis. We're rotating, but the axis is still in the center. Let's do one more slowly to each side. And then we'll change the tempo of this, 2 quick ones and a slow one. So we go quick, quick, slow. Quick, quick, slow. 1, 2, slow. Four more. Right, left, right, slowly. 3, 2. Last time. And relax those arms. Separate your feet even wider. Your axis still stays in the center. We'll bend the right knee to lunge. Come to the center. Bend the left knee to lunge. Right, left. Now I'm shifting my axis side to side, so I feel my body's center of gravity change. Last 4, 3, 2. Now with the cloud hands, get that rhythm. Quick, quick, slow. 1, 2, hold. Quick, quick, slow. Find that bracing of your core. Then if you're ready, you can add the cloud hands. Quick, quick, slow. Quick, quick, slow. Right, left, right. Good. So I'm rotating on my axis with the upper body as I'm shifting my body weight side to side. Feeling that connection in the core. Three more. 2 more. Quick, quick, slow. 1 more time. Now just the lower body. Quick, quick, slow. I want you to keep doing this lower body and watch the change as I go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So I'm still doing the same movement. 1, 2, 3. Still doing quick, quick, slow. Quick, quick, slow. But I'm adding a step in. So it's right, step in, hold. Left, step in, hold. Now you guys know what I'm going to do next, right? We've got to add those cloud hands in. But if you're not ready, just stay with the lower body. Otherwise, we go quick, step in, hold. Quick, step in, hold. It's almost easier when you put those arms in with it because it all comes together. 1, step in, 2, hold on 3. 1, step in 2, hold on 3. Now we're adding that element of balance, dynamic balance as we're moving our body. Let's get 5 more. And 4. 3. 2. Last one. Just the cloud hand slow to the right and to the left. One more time each side, mindful movement. And back to center. Release those arms straight down by your sides. Nicely done. All right, we're picking up hand weights. I'm going with my lighter weights to get started with some upper body work. I'll come back into that wide Wu Chi position and just bring the weights right at the chest, and we'll plie down, halfway up, down, halfway up. Starting to move into some strengthening for our legs. Body center of gravity is equally distributed. The axis straight down the center. Good, just 4 more. 3, 2, and 1, come up. Now we'll plie down, step to the right side and close. Plie down, step to the left side and close. At whatever pace you'd like to go, alternating sides. We're taking our axis with us as we move side to side. It's in the center, and then it's distributed between both legs. Good. 10 more. 9, 8, 7, 6. Shoulder blades are down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Step out and hold. Now release your arms down next to your sides. Roll the shoulders. I'm going to take one arm to the right side, one arm to the left side. Now, as always with shoulder work, if you need to bend your elbow, do a shorter lever here. This is fine. Another option for our shoulder work is that upright row, where we're right here and down. Now a little quicker up to tempo. 1, 2. Now I could work both arms at the same time. It's absolutely fine. But when one arm is away from my body, my center of gravity changes. And I need to fire my core so that my body doesn't go the direction my arm is going. Good. 6 to go. 5, 4, 3, 2. Now let's go back to the plie. Step to the right, step to the left. Good. You guys know me, I teach in layers, so I want you to leave the arms out if that feels better for you today. Otherwise, our arms are in front. We go down, out to the side, down, out to the side. Nicely done. Upright row is an option here, or bent arm shoulder raise. We have 8 to go. 7. Nice job. Looking for 4. 3. 2. Step out. Hold. Bring those weights back to the chest. Now we're going to go back to that basic movement and add a toe raise. So we'll go plie, up, plie, up. Step, lift. Good. I'm creating a new element of balance for us, that dynamic balance. As I step my feet together, I'm in ballet first position. I releve up on the toes. Good. Let's go one more each side. Step back out to your plie position. Bring your arms back down. Okay, let's try to put it all together. So we go plie, lift, plie, lift. And you can slow this down so you can really focus on your alignment. Now, do you notice when you lift your arm to the side and you're coming up off your heels, your body center of gravity really has changed here. So we have to refocus on our axis. We have to refocus on the engagement of our core. We can shorten the lever. It's a little easier. Let's do 2 more each side. Nice. 1 more each side. And relax. Excellent. Bring those weights back to the chest. Step your feet back out a slight distance apart. We're going to bend the knees slightly. Lift the legs. Stay on the same side, please. Down, up. So I want you to notice as that leg lifts side, your axis changes slightly. You're bringing your body weight over your supporting leg. You're engaging the abs. Nice job. So your option with the weights is either alternating overhead press or alternating bicep curl downward. So we either can press above, alternating, or curl down. Good. So again, the reason I'm alternating is I'm distributing my body weight slightly differently with each move. So the core has to connect. We have to focus on our balance and alignment. We've got 8 more reps, your choice of arm movements. 8, 7, or mix it up. That's a nice way to do it. 5, 4, 3, 2, no arms, same side. Last 4. Ooh, there went my balance because I was used to pressing that weight up. Now let's switch to the other side. Down, lift. I really notice the first couple on the other leg are very difficult as my brain has to figure out how to find my axis on this foot. So we breathe. 4 more, no arms. 4, 3. Now you know the drill, either alternating overhead or alternating bicep curl. Or you can try them both. Good. I started with the opposite hand on this one, just to keep myself symmetrical. Now you should be finding your heart rate's coming up a little bit. We're using a lot of big muscle groups here. So that's normal to feel that breath rate increase. All right, we have 8 more repetitions, your choice of arms. 8, 7. Redistributing the axis, the body weight, the mass distribution, and the core connection. No arms. Last 4. 3. Hope you're doing good because we're going to start to alternate sides. So let's go to the right side, lift the left leg, and switch. Now this is really good to alternate sides. We have to quickly distribute our core and our axis. Nice job. So now that you've got it, again, we'll alternate our arms. I'm going to start on the right side overhead press first, and the left. Or bicep curl, right side and left. Good. So notice on this set, I have my body weight pretty distributed equally because I have my right arm up, my left leg is out. So that's giving me a fairly equal distribution. We'll do 4 more and then we're going to reverse the arms. Good. Now as you go over to the right side, lift up your left arm and switch. I have different weight distribution here. So I have the same arm going up now as the leg that's going out. So my body weight is predominantly on that side of the body. Really activate the core. Let's get 8 more. Lots of endurance here. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and let's rest. Nicely done. Set your weights down. Woo! Beautiful. Shake out those arms a little bit. Shake out the legs. Okay, we're going to practice getting up and down off the floor. If you want to pick up your weights and do anything you want with those, feel free to do that. I'm going to do a thigh placement with my hands as my option here for our demonstration. Now, I teach this class barefoot, but if it feels better for your toes and your balance, you can always put shoes on. So what I want you to do is put your right foot in front, step your left foot back. You can also use a chair in front of you, but put your hand on your front foot and start to bend your knee until you can come down and put your knee down onto the mat. And then again, holding here, or weights if you want to use them, let's step back up to a standing position. We're going to do 10 on your right leg. So brace here, step back, come down, and then step up. Now, if you feel okay without putting your hand on your thigh, you'll step back and then stand back up. There's 3 for me. You can be counting on your own. Now, if you don't want to come all the way down, you're just going to step back and go down a little bit and then step back up. There's 5 for me. I've got 5 more on this leg. Now notice where your balance and your center of gravity and your axis is. As you step forward, you have to slightly bring your body weight forward. That helps you come up. 4 more on this side for me. You can do more than 10 or less at home. I have 2 more. Woo. All right, let's pause, reconnect mind and body. Bring your left hands to your left thigh or to your chair, and we'll step back slowly. Bring that knee down to touch or hover it, and then stand up. 10 repetitions. So you can certainly do weights, you could do bicep curls, you can do some overhead presses, shoulder raises, anything you'd like if you're using weights today. Or just focus on the lower body. I have 6 more on my side, I believe. Now sometimes we have a weaker side, so it might not look the same from the right side to the left. Last 5 for me. Four more. Three. Use your chair if you need to, or your wall. 2. And 1. Relax. Okay, 1 heavy weight. And I'm going to place that weight in my right hand and place my left foot in front towards my chair. I put my left hand on the chair as I lift the right leg behind me. Now, squaring off the hip, we'll pull up and down. Now, this is challenging because I have my left foot on the floor and my left hand on the chair. So that's distributing my body weight over to that left side, but the weight is off the right side of the body. You can tap your big toe to the floor behind you, or you can lift your left hand up off the chair if you'd like for a little bit more balance work. Now, where is your axis? Your axis is long. It's from the crown of the head to your foot behind you, and we have to distribute that over the supporting leg. Let's get 2 more on this side. Pull it up. 1 more time. Pull up and down. Rise up. Now, I don't know about you, but I felt a lot of work in that standing hip, that standing glute. We're really doing a lot of stabilizing there. Let's switch that weight over to the left hand. Put your right foot in front of you on the floor. Right hand reaches out to your chair, and we row up and down. Now, when we're standing on one leg, what happens is our pelvis wants to rotate so we can stack our pelvis over your foot, but I want you to square your pelvis to the floor so both your frontal hip bones are facing downward. Back toe can balance, or the right hand can lift up. We have 6 more reps on this side. Pull it up and down. Shoulders should be square as well. Head is in a nice neutral position. 4 and down. And 3. Now notice you're standing on the opposite foot from the arm you're working. 1 more time, pull up and down. Come all the way up. Shake out those legs a little bit. So what I want to do is work the same arm we just did. I'm giving it a couple breaths to relax, but we'll stand on the opposite foot we were just standing on. So weight is still in your left hand. Left foot steps forward. Right hand goes out to the chair. We square off our hips. When you're ready, pull that weight up, exhale, and release it down. Now, to the naked eye, this exercise might look the same, but the body mass and the weight distribution is different. So we have to fire our core a little bit differently here. You can let go of that chair. You can hold your arm out to the side if you'd like, or place it on your hip. Pull up. Really lengthen through your axis. 6 and 5. I really feel that left hip working. 4. Upper back working, biceps, back of the shoulder. 3. Abs engaged. 2. Last one, pull it up and down, rise up. Woo. Shake out those legs a little bit. Okay, we only have one more set. So we'll switch the weight over to the right hand. The right foot steps forward. So we have most of our mass on this right side. Bring your left hand to the chair, square off your hips, and then pull that weight up into our row. Pull and lower. So really important here, we don't hunch our back and round it. I want you to think about your axis looking the same as it does when you're standing straight up. Maybe try letting go of that chair for a repetition or 2. Now your standing leg should not be in a locked out position at the knee. I want you to soften your knee a little bit. Just a slight micro bend. Give me 6 more repetitions. Down. Exhale, 5. Woo. 4. Looking good. 3. 2. Last one. And come on up. Nicely done. All right, set that heavier weight down. Take one of your lighter weights. We're going to keep that on close to the center of our mat. We'll be coming down to all fours for a little bit of plank work and tricep work. I always like my padding under the knees here. So come on down, have your weight on the right side of your body. Now, something that you can do if you have wrist problems and this is uncomfortable for you is to actually take a couple of your dumbbells. I'm not sure if we've covered this in the past, but you can actually put your hands around your dumbbells and come up here. So what this does is it takes a lot of the flexion out of your wrist because your palm's not flat. You can roll your wrist around so you have this joint nice and straight. So that's always an option for wrist issues here. You can also come down to your elbows, but that does shift your body out of neutral a little bit. So what I want you to do for now is just balance your hips and shoulders. We're going to take the right leg straight back. Now again, when we do this, the right hip wants to elevate so that we can bring our center of gravity over our supporting leg. So I want you to drop that hip down so it's even. And then take your left arm and reach it forward so you're in spinal balance. So we're going to round the back and pull the elbow in toward the knee. And then reach it back out. So we're changing our axis as we round the back into cat, changing the distribution of our body and the work in the core. Now, if this feels more comfortable to have both hands on the mat, you can just draw the knee in. Let's do 3 more on this side. Two more. One more. Holding it out. Now bend your back knee, and we're going to press the heel up, then press the knee out. The heel goes up, the knee goes out. Your left hand can come back to the mat if you'd like. And we work the glute maximus, the glute medius. But what I want you to notice is where the distribution of your mass is when your leg changes position. We're going to do a few more of each movement. If you'd like to add weight, you're going to tuck this little weight behind your knee and do the same exercise. Up, out, up, out, up. Woo! We've got 5 more of each. Press it up. Open it out to the side. 4 more. I'm going to bring my left hand down for a second. And 3. I'm feeling it a little in my right shoulder. So just going to take care of that joint a little bit. 1 more each. Up and out and rest. All right. So speaking of the right shoulder, there's a lot of work on that arm. So I want to give it a stretch. So let's do a thread the needle on the right side. So that arm that was on the floor, reach it up, circle your wrist a couple times each direction. And then we're going to thread the needle through and give that shoulder a little stretch. Take a few breaths here before we repeat to the other side. We get to relax our core here and not have to worry about balance, just a nice little stretch and recovery. All right, let's press yourself up, reach that arm 1 more time up, big stretch, and then set your hand back down. Now, if you use the weight on the other side, you can bring it over to the left so it's there accessible for you. We're going to take the left leg straight back. Level off your hips. When you have your balance, reach the right arm forward. Find your axis, your center of gravity, and then curve your back, bringing your elbow and your knee toward one another, changing our axis, and then reach it back out. And we're distributing our body weight here between the right knee and the left hand, or the right thigh and the left arm. You can always place your right hand down and just use that left knee coming in. We have 2 more. This is also strengthening our core for planks. And then we'll reach out and hold. Bend your back knee, flex your foot, and we'll press it up and then out to the side. Press it up, out to the side, and we're distributing our body weight differently on each movement. If you want to use that weight, you're going to go ahead and place it behind your knee, tuck it in, and press up and side, up and side. Now, if I don't have my head neutral, my axis is going to change and my spine and my core is going to come out of alignment. So make sure you're not looking forward and up with your head, or also that you're not dropping it way down to the mat. You have it nice and even. Let's do 2 more of each. Up, out, 1 more of each. Up and out, and relax down. Good job. If you're using the weight, remove it. And we'll stretch the left arm with our thread the needle. So bring that arm straight up. Circle your wrist a couple times each direction. And then thread the needle, draw it through, relaxing that shoulder down to your mat. And take a few breaths. Just relaxing here, feeling that gentle twist through the spine, the deltoid or the shoulder release. All right, let's press ourselves back up with one more reach with the left hand. Inhale and exhale down. Okay, we're working on planks this month. So what I want you to do is just come to all fours, which is a basic plank, and have your spine neutral. And then start to walk your hands forward just a little bit and drop your pelvis down to where you have your body in a nice straight line. You can also do this from your elbows. We're just going to breathe here. Shoulders down and back. If you have a mirror at home and you're doing your planks and you can turn your head and look at yourself in the mirror, it's fantastic. Because then you can tell, is your rear end up in the air? Are your hips sagging down, or do you have a nice straight line here? 2 more breaths, 10 seconds to go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now press away from those hands. Come into child's pose. This will give your wrists a little bit of a break. If that was challenging for you, I want you to do that one more time. Our next option is going to be to lift one leg behind us off the mat. So let's come back forward to all fours. Drop those hips down till they're in an even position. You can stay here or lift the right leg up. 15 seconds. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. Are your hips level? 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set your knee back down. Press yourself back to child's pose. Relax your wrists and shoulders. If you're not lifting a leg, you have one more set with both knees on the mat. So we'll come forward. Drop those hips to neutral. Left leg goes back. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knee comes down. Press back to child's pose. Now we can't take both legs straight back, but we can take both legs back with our feet on the ground and our legs straight. So this is going to be your final option. Either both knees down or tuck the toes and take both legs back. So let's bring our hips down to neutral. Option to tuck your toes under, lift your knees off the mat. We have 15, 14, 13. We're breathing. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knees come down. Last child's pose, rest. I hope everybody found a nice modification with that plank drill. It's a great one to do every single day to keep getting our core stronger. All right, let's come up. We're going to be sitting. I like to use my yoga mat as a little bit of a cushion. You can use either your light weights or your heavy weights, or no weight at all. I'm going to take my light ones and set them on each side of my body. So we have in yoga boat pose, Navasana. We've done this before with many modifications. We can just lean back, we can hold our thighs, we can reach forward, we can lift one or both feet up off the mat. In Pilates, this is called modified teaser, or if we straighten our legs up, full teaser position. Now when I'm doing this, My body is equally distributed in my core and in my axis. So I want to challenge that today by the use of our weights. So pick your weights up, bring them right above your shoulders. Lean your body back a little bit so you're in that place where you're working your abdominals. You can choose to lift up your legs if you'd like. Now I'm going to press one arm above the head and back down. Other arm above the head and back down. Now, if you don't want to use weights for this, you can do it just with the weight of your arm, because really our goal here is to change our center of gravity. Now notice when you're using both weights, you still have equal distribution of, I have 5s. So I have a 5 that's not moving on one side of my body. So I kind of have equal distribution. So let's do one more on each arm. And then relax for a moment. You can take a stretch here if you'd like that butterfly pose. So now what I want to challenge is to only pick up one weight. We're going to do all the reps on the right arm. We won't have any external weight on the left side. So this is really going to challenge our core. So right hand grabs the weight. It comes to the shoulder, tip back. Now, if you hold your arm out, you're going to have distribution here. So I want you to keep it tucked in and press up. Let's get 10 at your own pace. Now, if you slightly press it away from the midline of your body, it's going to change the distribution of that mass. Good. Your feet can come down. I have 5 more for 10. You can do this sitting in a chair if it feels better for you, and just lean back a little bit. Last 3. Ooh, I really feel that core. 2. And 1. And come up and relax. Little butterfly stretch through the middle. And I know there are people in class that have shoulder issues, and pressing a weight above the head doesn't feel good on the shoulder. But pushing above the head and reaching is functional movement, right? So I don't want us to avoid it altogether. So if you can't push a weight above your head, I still want you to reach your hand up with no weight. All right, let's do it on that left side. Lean back. Don't hold your arm out because that's going to give you mass distribution. And press up for 10. 9. Think about your breathing. Exhale as you push the weight up. 8. 7. If you want to get more than 10, feel free. If you want to go a little quicker, a little slower. 5 more for me. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Woo. And relax, set that weight down. Take one final stretch through the center. Okay, now we're going to do a single arm, changing the mass distribution when we're laying on our back with knees in tabletop. We'll be doing a one-arm chest fly for this. So I'm going to stay with my lighter weights, but you can certainly pick up your heavy one if you feel pretty strong in your chest muscle. So we just use this arm, correct? So I'm going to use this one, whichever one that is for you. And I want you to come down onto your back and take that weight straight up. Now, if it doesn't feel comfortable for you to come in table, that's okay. You can lightly have your feet on the mat, but you'll get more work for the core if your knees are up, because we have less of our body mass connected to the floor and braced. So holding our neutral core, open that arm out to the side of the body and close it up. Again, I could use both arms at the same time, but then my mass distribution would be the same. And I want it to be different on one side of the body than the other. So I'm really working the abdominals, focusing on that neutral spinal position. You can also try to imprint your lower back way down into the mat, really activating that lower area of our abdominals, the transverse. We have 5 more reps. Open, close. If your weight is heavy, you can bend your elbow to modify. And 3 more. 2. And 1. And relax that weight down. I want you to put your right foot on the mat, keep your left foot up, and we're going to do a single leg hip bridge. So keeping your pelvis level, try not to twist and rotate through your pelvis. We'll lift up, down, up, down. And again, we can do both legs. That's fine if you need to at the same time. But we're changing our mass distribution here to work on that balance and core connection. Up and up. Let's get 8 more on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, your right foot is on the mat right now. 3, 2, and 1, and relax. Now I want to stretch the leg we just worked, which is the right leg. So let's cross the ankle over the thigh and pull both knees right up into your chest for a figure 4 stretch. Couple breaths. And then we'll be switching back to the hand weight in the opposite hand for the chest fly that we just worked. All right, lower those legs. Come back to table. Bring the weight in the opposite hand. Hold it up, and we'll open that arm to the side. Close it up. To the side. And notice when that arm is away from the midline of the body, that's where the core connection really happens. And the breath can be either way. You can either exhale as your arm is out. That'll really activate the muscles of the core when you need them most. In Pilates, that's the basic breath. You can inhale when the arm is out. That's the Pilates intermediate breath. We have 4 more. Open and close. 3. And 2. We're almost there, guys. Last one. And come together. Set the feet down. Relax your hand weight. Now your left foot is on the mat for single leg hip bridging. Keep your hips nice and level. And we lift up, down, up, down. Now I have my hands on my pelvis. This gives me kind of some feedback as to whether or not my pelvis is twisting or rocking. But your hands can also be on the mat, lightly resting. Just try not to use them to help your body balance. We have 10 more. Here's 1, 2, 8 more to go. Up. And 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. We'll stretch that side we just worked by crossing the ankle over the thigh and pulling the knees up to the chest. for our figure 4 stretch. And also, while we're here on our back, we'll be doing a hamstring release. So if you like to use your yoga strap, you have that close by, you can find that. You can also stretch without your strap. All right, let's lower those legs down. I'm going to switch back to the right leg first. Bring the yoga strap underneath the ball of the foot. Extend the leg up and stretch it. Now we can also hold behind the thigh if we're not using the strap to get a nice stretch. And then take this left leg and suspend it out so it's not touching the mat, and really lengthen through your axis. So as we're stretching this right hamstring, we're going to be lifting and lowering the left leg. Now you can bend your knee also for a shorter lever. And that left leg comes up, 2, down, 2. Up and down, or bent knee, up, down. We have 6 more. As we're stretching, we're working on core connection and balance through our axis. Our center of gravity changes when the leg is up versus when the leg is down. 3, 2. Good, guys. Last one. Up and down. All right, let's switch the stretch. Follow the left foot, stretch it up, or hold behind the thigh. Find your length there. Find your core connection. Take the other leg and suspend it off the floor so it's not touching. And as the leg rises, we breathe out. Up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. We can also bend that knee. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend that knee, release the strap, and then we'll come up to a seated position. You can either roll to your side or grab behind your thighs and roll yourself straight up. Take your time. As we close our practice today, find a nice, comfortable seat. And I'd like you to find your axis one final time in class today. Lengthen. And take your arms out to the side. Let them both float up and float down. With the breath, inhale. Exhale. 2 more breaths. That final breath in, we'll let the palms of our hands connect and draw the thumbs into the heart center. We pause for just a moment to celebrate our class today, to honor ourselves, to honor our teacher, to honor those participants who are with us, both online and later on YouTube. And the light and love and peace and joy that reside within me honors and respects the light, love, peace, and joy in each of you. Namaste. Thank you so much, everyone. I'd love to hear from you. If you can stay on for me for a couple of minutes and see how you did with today's class. Otherwise, I'll see you on Thursday for yoga. Take care.